As the desperate struggle to take down Dante of the Dark Triad continues, Asta is going absolute batshit crazy. We got one of the Black Bull members on death's door. What's gonna happen with Gauche? Is he gonna be able to survive? We got Gray there feeling helpless. What will come of that? And so much more, including the identity of Dante's devil, but also some insight into Asta's devil that's been in his grimoire since the beginning of the series. Let's talk, baby. Black Clover chapter 243. That Black Clover greatness! No matter how you move, get it done. No matter how you move, get it done. So as the desperate struggle against Dante of the Dark Triad continues, you see Asta is going nuts, and honestly, I don't think we have per se a name yet for what's going on with him. I like to call it Berserk Asta mode, maybe, or his Berserk devil powers, because he's off the rails right now. He's basically like Naruto when he went nuts against Orochimaru with the tailed beast, losing his mind, or Ichigo when the Hollow would take over, but he's just completely like a rampaging lunatic. And I like that because it's kind of a stark contrast in comparison to when he first started discovering that, oh shit, I have this power now, you know. He still was able to maintain himself, and it was kind of a funny joke at the time, like, oh, you know, instead of the classic trope of him losing his mind and the evil power or the dark power taking over, Asta was able to remain himself. Now we're getting the exact opposite, where seeing what happened to Gauche really made him go nuts, and I'm loving the developments of this, but also is showcasing that despite there potentially being a massive gap between Asta and Dante got his work cut out for him, because Asta ain't no joke, baby. Because it starts off where Asta is able to basically make the spells that Dante had casted disappear, essentially, which if you think about it, that's not that difficult because that's been a part of his power. But now he's just a rampaging lunatic. Like, you see him going through those boulders that Dante had floating, looking like he's going through at light speed. We see that he's just like a savage, and call me a sucker for it. I love it. I love that trope in shonen manga when the protagonist has that inner turmoil that turns him into just a rampaging lunatic. We've seen it all the way going back to Dragon Ball with Goku turning Uzuru, the Great Ape form. We've seen it with Naruto. We've seen it with Ichigo. We've seen it with a lot of people. Yusuke Mazuku, which that's probably the best demon transformation of all time. Don't at me about that, fam. Yusuke, you're a I'm going off the rails here. Let's get back to Black Clover. Because shortly into the chapter, while Asta is going nuts, Dante starts inquiring to his devil about what's going on with Asta, who is the devil within him. We find out the name of Dante's devil is Lucifero, which is basically Lucifer in a nutshell, like a play on Lucifer. But it was kind of interesting because it seemed as though, based on the dialogue, and maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but it seemed as though his devil was very quiet in a way, very slow to respond. He was, from what he said, he's basically like, I'm unsure of who that devil is, but based on the magic that he is, or the abilities that he's able to display, that he's just simply able to dispel spells and magic, he's probably a no-name. He's probably nobody. And we also got a big a thing which I feel as though is important. I mean, granted, the arc is already over. We already passed that villain, but we also got a name and a ranking of the previous devil from the Elf arc, which I want to say his name was Zagred. And yes, I totally just looked at my notes because I couldn't remember it. And that he was apparently a high-ranking devil. So there's definitely different tiers to this shit when it comes to the devils. It's not like every single devil is going to be just top tier or whatever. But Zagred was the one that, you know, did all this shit for 500 years, which I'm kind of curious. Like, is it kind of like Death Note? It reminds me, if you think about it, like if Zagred was originally wherever the hell the devils are at, and he came to this world, the world of the living, and he was here for a ill minute. It reminds me of like Ryuk from Death Note. Like, he just came over here to have a little fun, in doing something with a book. Like, you know, Ryuk was dropping the Death Note. This dude was inside the grimoire. So kind of a couple of interesting scenarios there. But considering the fact that they don't know who's Asta's devil, or at the very least Lucifer doesn't know, and he's saying that it's probably just a no-name, there's a couple of different possibilities. It could just be that the dude Lucifer, which I'm not sure if he's like the main devil of all of them. I mean, Lucifer, you would think, would be like, okay, if it's Lucifer, that's the guy that is the head of all devils. That hasn't been confirmed yet or not. But within the realm of the devils, like, is he under Magicular? Is he over? Again, you look at the name Lucifer, so you immediately think like he gotta be the creme de la creme, but that's not 100% confirmed. So there's a couple possibilities. It could just be What he's saying, yeah, this dude is a no-name devil, which I feel as though that breaks a lot of molds. It's not like Asta has this legendary devil, the strongest of them all. He has a scrub, and he's been considered a scrub. So it's kind of like there's a possibility there for some type of bonding moving forward, just being honest. If it's like, well, Asta's a scrub of his world, everybody's looked down on him for not having magic, and if this devil's a scrub of his world because he has just basic spells, there could be some sort of connection at the very least. I don't want to say a bond of friendship because like that's a devil, and up to this point he hasn't shown any sign. I mean, look what he did to Zagrid at the end of the last arc. He kind of laughed at him and called him an old head, essentially. It was like, you sucker ass old head, you know what I'm saying? So not like he's a good dude, but there could be some sort of like collaboration where it's not just basically Asta falling victim to whatever happens at that particular point, because now that you're looking at it like, okay, there's some similarities. There could be some camaraderie, essentially, that they're both considered scrubs. It also could be that this is somebody that he doesn't recognize, but is actually a very strong devil, that maybe he was on a different plane, or maybe he's been around way long. Well, no, he can't have been around that long, because if Zagrid was somebody that was high ranking and he's been around for a while, it could potentially just be that he's a no-name. I mean, again, there's possibilities that it could be somebody that just Lucifero doesn't know, but I'm leaning more towards, which is a great break away from the constant trope of like this legendary thing. Like, no, two scrubs are about to work together. And then following the conversation, which that kind of gave a little cockiness to Dante, because Dante's thinking, well, if he's a nobody, then what do I got to worry about? Very, very big mistake. That's when in the narrative I knew, you're gonna pay for underestimating. That's writing 101. When the villain underestimates, they get a little payback, so to speak. And we see again, like I said earlier, Asta dipping and darting through the boulders, which I'm like, yo, he's like Great Ape, you know, Uzaru from Dragon Ball Z. He's like one of those. He's completely lost it, and I like it. I love it, because Asta, he's such a happy-go-lucky and inspiring guy that to see him in this different form is a breakaway from the norm for the character. And regardless if it's playing into a trope that's been used time and time again, it fits right now the situation. And with Gauche on Death's Door, here's where I feel as though there's going to be something for Gray, because Gray is there crying like, man, you know, I'm useless, my transformation magic can't do nothing. I feel as though there's going to be some sort of revelation for her, whether it be that she understands how to use her transformation magic to be able to, let's just say she turns into Nero. She'll actually be able to use maybe a portion of the magic she's seen, or who knows, maybe she'll use some forbidden magic similar to Nero and grow horns out or something like that. But I feel as though that was a setup for Gray to do something incredible and have like some sort of power up of a sort with her magic abilities, because like right then and there is like, well, Gauche needs help. They mentioned Nero would be able to seal away his wounds and shit, but obviously she's not there. Gray, I feel as though that's foreshadowing for what's about to come with Gray. She's gonna have some sort of revelation or use forbidden magic, or which I would like that. I think that would be interesting to give a little bit more to that character, that, you know, okay, we've had a revelation. Originally it was one look that Gray had, and obviously now it's just this shy girl that is scared of everything. That would be dope. Give her forbidden magic, let her use a spell that she's not supposed to in order to bring back Gauche. Bam, it'd be crazy. And then the end of the chapter, when everyone counted Asta out, Dante there thinking like, he ain't nothing. Asta goes in, and not only is he capable of predicting where Dante would appear, which just shows that he has skyrocketed in all of his capabilities, but also he is able to wound Dante, scratching him in the face. And while Dante doesn't look worried, that means that the fight is obviously still gonna go, but I'm just like, yo, this shit is crazy. And a couple things come to my mind regarding that as well. I still don't feel like Asta's taking this W by any means. I feel as though it's going to allow a showcasing of, well, if Asta could reach this form or above, they have a fighting chance at, you know, taking out the Dark Triad. Because if he's able to do this now, imagine if he's able to master that power and take it even to a further step. So that's giving that, but I still feel as though, because I mean, Dante don't look worried. Like, he's scarred, you know, they just scratched him in the face, scars for life, and he doesn't look like he's concerned about it. So more than likely, I still feel as though Dante is going to be able to subdue Asta and kind of move forward with whatever he's planning on doing. Maybe he'll say, I'll come back for Yami at another time, and Yami will come after the fact, because we know if Yami shows up at any given point, the fight is still going to go down. This chapter, not as impactful as last chapter, just because like the transformation happened at the end of last chapter. This one, we're seeing the aftermath and the capabilities of that. transformation, but it was a couple of different testaments to, first of all, Asta with this power is capable of going toe-to-toe with one of the elites of the whole, you know, Spade Kingdom, Nation of Spade, the Dark Triad. So that gives us 1 point there. Gives us another, I feel, foreshadowing that something big is going to happen with Gray. We still got Gauche on death's door. We got Dante getting scarred. We got information on who the previous devil was, what his ranking was, Zagrid, and also the fact that the biggest thing I'd say of the whole chapter, that Asta's devil is more than likely a no-name, just like Asta, which I like that. It's not like, because people will compare it immediately to like Naruto and the Kyuubi. Well, Kurama was the legendary strongest of the tailed beasts. If this dude is like the weakest, it's kind of a nice mesh, and again, going in a different direction. Curious what you guys think about all this though. Do you think that Lucifero is the strongest of all of the devils? He's the top tier, or Magicula is even stronger? Because again, we heard more about Magicula, but obviously if you've ever heard the name Lucifer, you know what that's about. So do you think that he's the strongest? Also, what do you think about the whole idea that Asta's devil is more than likely just a nobody devil? He's not anybody really significant or important, and he's actually not that strong. I mean, it's a stark testament when you see what Asta's capable of doing to Dante, considering Asta's supposed to be a nobody. This devil is supposedly a nobody. Yeah, you got scratched, fam. Like, he ain't that much of a nobody. Also, what do you think is going to happen with Gray? You think she's going to use some forbidden magic? You think she's going to have some sort of unlocked capability with her magic to be able to turn into Nero and seal away Gauche's damage? Because it seems as though it's getting foreshadowed. And your overall thoughts and expectations for this big battle and the climax of Dante versus Asta, Asta's berserk devil transformation. It's getting nuts. It's getting crazy. Shit is getting real. But that's all I have for this one though. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Hit that bell to get all notifications. And if you want to follow any of my other social media, links of course in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. And remember the golden rule. Anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day. Peace in, and woo, this fight is getting crazy.
Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave. Leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go, admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace. Last time, I'ma say last time. Moving on to the future, leave the memories as a pastime. Memories always feel like the worst, letting all the past, leave it in a hearse. Sometimes I wanna lie, but I don't. Why lie when truthfully you get caught in it? Then usually is all off and shit. Uncalled for shit, now I'm off the shit. Maybe lately what I've been facing got me crazy. No, I can't take it. Maybe